this video, I will show you my 328 to 335 exhaust conversion. I installed catless headers and a complete catback exhaust off an E92 335. The process is relatively straightforward. Perhaps the most difficult part is relocating the Evap canister. I will go into detail on that, and if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below. Before I get into the details of how I did the install, here are some clips before and after the installation. These are all the parts you should need to do a 335 exhaust conversion. If you are using the whole catback, because I have aftermarket headers, these headers are designed to work with both kinds. 335 exhaust is slightly larger. So I've got headers, the full catback exhaust, which has no resonator. It's got an X pipe. That should give me some better sound. The heat shielding, the trunk storage bin, these shields, which go underneath the Evap canister, and then the other side, and then the rear bumper reinforcement bar. The reason you need this bumper bar is because it has the mounting points for the exhaust for the 335. The one in 328 doesn't work. So that's a really quick overview of everything you need to do the exhaust conversion. This should be a fun project today. I'm looking forward to having an exhaust that's a little more aggressive. But anyways, here goes nothing. Okay, so quick rundown. I removed the cowl, valve cover. There is a heat shield on top of the rear manifold. That took 2 T8 Torx screws. Took out both oxygen sensors. And I used this pivoting with a short extension and a long 11mm socket. You gotta be careful when you're doing this, otherwise it's easy to strip the pieces. And it's hard to get under there, but there's 8 per. And you just gotta get up in there. When I did, my engine was still kind of warm, so bolts actually came out fairly easy. They're all loose or out. Mine came completely out. The studs aren't on the engine anymore. I'm gonna remove the rear bumper, underbody tray, muffler. I'm gonna remove this cross brace here. I removed most of the screws underneath. Got all the shielding off. Up here, I removed all of the paneling. I'm removing the trim, and then I'll pull the trunk floor out. You're ready to remove the trunk tray. Be sure to unbolt the Evap canister and support it. It is currently bolted to the underbody tray. Just like that, she lifts out of there. Boys and girls, the moment you've all been waiting for. God, I hope this doesn't go spectacularly wrong. Woo! Exhaust. Get off! All unbolted. Let's remove this off this car. Ow! Anyways, exhaust is out. Okay, so the rear is out. How I got that was by pulling the front up and moving that so it came down a bit further, and then I'm gonna try to pull the front one out. Put this big stopper on it right there. It's kind of a pain. Let's try to remove that, see if that helps. Hey, she's got a little oily, isn't she? There you go. So I've got the original catted headers. You got more of a flow before they merge, as opposed to merging right at the head in very not nice fashion. Gonna throw these on there now, and then put everything in place. The headers are now mostly in. Now, what I'm coming to now is I've got the exhaust in position, just one hanger and hanging there, but look at the angle on this. So I'm gonna slowly cinch everything down and sort of tighten it together and hoping it pulls everything together. These aren't any brand name headers. The fitment leaves a little bit to be desired, but you know what? For the price I paid, I'm not gonna complain too much. Just wanted to make a note of it. The angle didn't quite match up here, so I filled it in with exhaust putty, and I've also got hose clamps to reinforce it. Otherwise, it blows the exhaust putty right out. Not ideal, but it is what it is. Just gotta make it work. We're gonna finish relocating the Evap canister. I've got these hoses disconnected. This one is long enough. I'll reroute it all the way around without having to extend it. These two I have to extend. I have hosing for that. And then the wiring harness is here underneath I need to extend that as well, and that will mount up under here on this side. So on the 335 it mounts on this side, 328 it mounts right here. So I've had to relocate it. Got black hosing from Home Depot, tied into the one line. The other line I teed into, and the way I ran it was underneath here, and it goes up over top of this subframe. I just put some aluminum tape to give it a heat shield because it's right above the exhaust. The line sticks up through here, and where is it here? Goes over top, and it comes down right here in this little notch in the suspension. This is another line I just was able to reroute this way, and then they come into this box here. And I think from the factory the lines run through here, and there's like a 90-degree elbow. I didn't have elbows, so instead of doing that, I run them straight out here, and it's got some tape, some shielding as well. There you go. Okay, so for the vacuum line, I've teed into this here. Cut that. This is a 3/8 PEX tee. Not exactly perfect, but it works. I've got some electrical tape around it to snug it up, so there's no leaks here. And then the vacuum line's actually running inside of it. You can probably find a better solution. This is just what I did in a pinch. I'm going to seal it all with some more electrical tape and some hose clamps just to make sure I don't lose any vacuum pressure, because that goes to the brakes, kind of important. Line's running down underneath the car, and it will run alongside some of the EGR hosing. And this is the EGR hosing that comes to the front. Just running it parallel with that. I'm going to tuck it all the way up to the back. It's tucked above this heat shielding here. It goes beside the steering column up towards the brake booster. If you have a better way, feel free to drop it in the comments below. But yeah, that's pretty much how I ran my vacuum line. Super sketchy, but just to see, so I just flap open, flap closed. As you can see, when you're just driving with the exhaust closed, it's got a nice sound to it, not overwhelming. Couple pops and bangs here and there, but nothing too much. So we're cruising here, cruise control's on, flap open, closed. So today is the day for another experiment. I had an idea last night. I had a thought. On my 335, I have an exhaust mod where this muffler actually has the PE mod. So it's straight piped in effect, and then the other muffler is stock. So what that does is when the car flap is open, the car is very loud. When it's quiet, it's very quiet. With this car, these are both stock. This one's still normal muffler, same with that. So I'm thinking I'm gonna pull the mufflers off the 335 and throw them onto the 328. Now the 328's already stupid loud. It's like louder than I would ever need it to be. We're gonna go louder than that. It's all installed, all tightened up. I've got exhaust putty in the clamps. So you'll let that set for a couple minutes. I'll reinstall the other exhaust on my 335 and it will be back to semi-stock. It'll still have some nice little sound adders because it's got a resonator delete on that. So it's still gonna sound good, just not quite as loud, which is okay because this one's gonna be loud enough for the both of them. That sounds so mean! Downshift.